Hello humans, welcome back to Fox's Best Laid Plans, the planner channel, taking it one day at a time and still hanging in there. Hey everybody, how's it going? Let me not get ahead of myself. There we go. Welcome back to my channel. This plan with me will hopefully be a little less somber than last week's plan with me. I don't make any promises though, because it's an up and down, ever evolving situation that is my life right now. So this is where we left last week. This is the final full week of August. It was a really good week. Like, I think that I did a good job of staying busy and present, and I think all things considered I did pretty well, and I'm happy with how I did. It helped that we went to this amazing tequila dinner with friends on Thursday night, and that was like so fun. Just got me out of the house for something other than work or running. It was really good. Friday we went to see Dave Matthews Band, and it was a wonderful show. It was so good. There were two songs that I knew were gonna just kind of hit me if they played them, and one was Bartender and one was So Damn Lucky, and they played both. And it was just a wonderful, wonderful thing. And then Saturday, I got to run with my friend Em. We did 8 miles. We haven't seen each other in, I don't even know the last time we ran together, because between my work schedule, her race schedule, and my vacation, and then all this other stuff for my surgery, like I can't remember the last time we actually did a long run together, but we were doing long runs together every freaking weekend for a long time, so it's good to be back. And then afterwards, all of us girlfriends got together and hung out, because the other girls were running a race at Frick Park, and so we all met up at the finish line and just hung out. I got lots of hugs, I got to see my people. It was just like, this is a build your spirit back up kind of week. This was like a refresh your soul kind of week that I really, really needed in the aftermath. If you did not watch last week's video, last week's plan with me, I guess I'll put it up in the cards here. I don't know if anybody really wants to watch it. There's a cicada screaming through most of it. There is one screaming outside right now as well, but I have my window shut because he's loud. So hopefully you can't hear him. But on Sunday, August 22nd, my dad passed away after a year-long battle with small cell lung cancer, which I've talked a lot about on this channel over the past year. So we've been staying with my mom through the end of this. I just came home today, so that's been helpful too, is to be able to have been with her. So yesterday, husband came home because he wanted to set up his office again for today, Monday. So Mom and I were like, we came over, actually she came over to the house too when we dropped him off, and we did some tidying up. She helped me around the house a little bit, and we went over, did some stuff at her house. We played some video games together last night, so that was really nice. Just kind of relaxed and made dinner together. It was good. Just, I'm a little worried because tonight's the first night that she's going to be by herself, and I hope that everything is okay. But I told her, like, if the house is too empty and it's hard to be there, I said, just come stay with us. Like, I want to be able to stay at my house this week because it just, like, takes half the time to get to work from here than it does from their house. But, like, you know, we have a guest room. She is so welcome to stay here. So we'll see how tonight goes. But I did do my monthly planning yesterday morning. That's another thing. My mom and I sat on the porch and did our planners together in the morning yesterday. So I did do my monthly planning for September. I think, I hate flipping back and seeing this empty. Like, I love whenever I have the monthly plan set up like this, just to see something on there instead of the blank calendar. So I never did my August. I do think I might go back and fill it in. Just, I don't know, August it's been a shit month. I'm ready for September to get here, and that'll be in 2 days. I'm actually not ready for September to get here, but I'm ready for my emotional nonsense to be done. So, right, let's jump in. Today is the second to last day of August. We're planning Monday, August 30th through Sunday, September 5th, 2021 in my Gooseby Twins planner, which is a thick situation, as we all know, and I think next year they maybe need to upgrade their coils a little bit because it doesn't fit. So it's not really the last week of summer, but you know, everybody treats Labor Day as the end of summer. Those of us who are a little spooky treat August 1st as the beginning of pre-autumn. I don't know if you know this, but August starts with AU, and so does autumn. So you see where I'm going with this. But anyway, inexplicably, I decided to do this beach kit. I don't know. It's cute. It's from Planello, and I just tropical vibes. Even though I love autumn and I'm ready to dive into autumn, tropical vibes it is. Okay, so what are we gonna do here with the bottom here? Okay, and it's another excuse to use my favorite washi tape in the history of the world. I'm gonna eventually run out of this. It's the Toucans from Simply Gilded. So I feel okay right now. You know, everybody wants to check on me and ask me how I'm doing, and I'm doing okay. That's the truth. I'm not exaggerating. I'm not making that up. Yeah, I'm hanging in there. So, like I said, I think it was helpful to be doing some like normal things. And see, I always do that. I cut that off and then I hate my life and I put more back on. I miss my dad a lot. I'm not going to pretend that I don't, but it's coming in like, whoa, it's coming in, oh my God, this candle. I think I'm just going to have to throw this candle out. I think I'm going to have to. Can you see that? Look at that. It's this one right here, this Fireside. And I bought it in Cambria, and I love Cambria, and I love the little shop that I bought it at. And I feel like it's time for this candle and me to part ways, because every week it's ashing up my fucking planner. Oh, is it on the... Anyway, back to the real topic, grief. It's coming and going. In a way, I feel like I'm crying so much less than I was a year ago when Dad got diagnosed. And that feels weird to say that. But the truth is, I think I grieved so fucking hard. Like, I remember last year. So 1 year ago is when he came. 1 year ago, yesterday, I think it was on my memories, was the day he came home from the hospital after being diagnosed. And the week that he was in the hospital for 10 days when he was first diagnosed. And I remember, see, this isn't long enough. I remember one of those nights when he was in the hospital. I hate that. I'm typing over it. My husband and I went for our like regular 3-mile walk, and oh, seriously. Husband and I went for a regular 3-mile walk that night, and I remember just like it hit me that my dad had terminal cancer, and I just was like bawling my eyes out the entire like 1.5 mile home. I have this very distinct memory, and like once a couple weeks ago, once we found out that he was gonna be, you know, on hospice, that the treatments were working, it's just the brain mets, you know, chemo doesn't go to the brain. And so the brain mets were just like moving in and taking over, and his body wasn't making platelets. So it was like a combination of things. Like his bone marrow was just, it was like side effects from the chemo and radiation. And then the brain mets were the thing that sealed the deal. Like he was just struggling at the end. So I think that like the emotional stress of going through seeing him all those final days, like I think that in a lot of ways when he passed, it was just like, oh God, he's not going through that anymore, you know? And so there was this weird relief. And so I feel like, oh, I didn't put the date covers on. Fox, where's your brain? I'm like, there's a big gap up here. That's why. The relief that he's not suffering anymore, because those final days were so tough. And just the fact that we've been preparing for this as long as we have, it's like a combination of things. So it comes in fits and starts, and certain things, like he has his winter boots that he takes out when he does the driveway, and they're sitting at the bottom of the basement stairs, like over on the side, and they're like sitting there like ready for him to just pick up and put them on. And every time I came down the stairs, see, right now, even just thinking about it, it's bringing me some tears here. Every day when I would come down the basement stairs, I would see that, and that would trigger me. Or like, the biggest thing was we were making dinner every night. Oh no, I messed up my number one. What? Oh dear. This is a janky number one. That's fine. Every day when we would make dinner and I would go to set the table and I would only take out 3 plates instead of 4, that hit me. You know, like little things like that. Or, you know, my dad loved dad jokes and puns. He just loved them. And my friend John, who we always go to the Dave Matthews concerts with, he and my dad had this, like, I mean, I don't even know how many years, however many years my dad has been on Facebook, the two of them have had a dad joke-a-thon going back and forth, and they would just share dad jokes. And even like in my dad's final days, John was like, I found a dad joke, send it to your dad. And I don't even know if he understood it or not, because the brain mets were, you know, affecting his critical thinking and his ability, his humor and things like that. But I think he still liked them. So, I don't know. So seeing dad jokes and seeing things that I'm like, oh, I would share that with my dad. You know, we used to share stuff on each other's Facebook all the time. Seeing things that I'm like, oh, I would share that with him. That's hard. You know, it's certain things. But the day-to-day is getting better. And I don't know. Like I said, I'm a little bit worried about Mom, because tonight will be the first time that she's by herself in the house. But then, you know, she said to me, like, she's been by herself so many times lately because he's been in the hospital. I'm like, you know what? You're not wrong. Like, that is true. You have been there. And she's like, but the difference is that, you know, I was looking forward to him coming home and I could call him and check on him before he went to bed. And, yeah. So I told her, you know, call me if you need me, for sure. Just call me. So we'll see. But I have to go back over that way tomorrow because I have to take husband's car to get inspected, which I'm like a little grumpy about. He was supposed to call last week when we were staying over there, and he just kind of put it off, and so finally we called this morning and got a spot tomorrow. He had to get it. But see, this is another thing. That's something that made me sad. Like, my dad always did that. He loved to do that. He knew the mechanic that we would take it to, and he would call and he'd be like, oh, I'm just calling for my daughter, gonna have her bring her car down. Or like, if he knew we were really busy with work, he would drive over and pick up our car and then take it in. Like, just those little things. And so like, having to call today and be like, my dad passed away and I need to make my appointment for my inspection, which he normally did. Like, that kind of stuff is hard. That's the kind of stuff about grief that's like, you think it's the big things, but it's these little constant reminders of the person that you loved and the things that they did with you, and, you know, that kind of stuff. Okay, so my schedule looks kind of bonkers, so let's talk about it. This week. So, let me go back briefly and just give you an overview of what the fuck we're dealing with here. Let's go back to the September calendar. This is the month of September, which begins on Wednesday. The washi tape are the days that I work. We are closed on Labor Day, so I don't have to work that day. I normally would work that day. So the washi tape is the days that I work. I have so much stuff in here. I have so much stuff. So this week, going back to work, actually I have something Friday that I have 2 things Friday that I have to add into here. I have a haircut after work on Wednesday. On Thursday, we were supposed to go see Quantum Theater's production of The Odyssey the night that Dad got put on hospice, and so we canceled it and ended up getting rained out anyway, so they just rescheduled everybody, so we rescheduled for this night. So Thursday we're going to that. Friday, let me put it in here. We're going to, there's a dance night outside downtown. And also I'm working out with my trainer that morning. I have a different pen. No! Anybody else like that? If you start like a certain color combination, you have to continue it. Lifting. I can lift this day, so I'm lifting with my trainer. 6:15 a.m. before work. Okay. So yeah, Saturday I have to repeat my time trial for my coach. I'm going to talk more about running in a minute too. That's coming up. That's important. But I have to repeat that in the morning. Then Sunday and Monday is like, get ready for the trip and pack. And then Monday night, we're going to that pop-up cocktail night. Another thing we had to reschedule while Dad was on hospice. So that's rescheduled for there. Then Tuesday I work. Wednesday I have a hair appointment to get my highlights. They couldn't do them both in the same appointment because of my work schedule. They couldn't fit in the time to do a cut and the highlights, so they're separate days. And then Thursday we leave for vacation, and we'll be in California for 10 days. Then we come home, then I have a doctor's appointment, then I have a dentist appointment, I'm donating blood this day. It's just like, there is so much. And so like, normally I like to start my autumn decorating on September 1st. That's not gonna happen because I'm working that day. So my plan is to do it Sunday. So that means today's almost over. Today and tomorrow though, I have to get my house ready, get my summer decorations put away, and get ready to put up the autumn decorations. Now you may be saying, do you really need to put them up at the beginning of September? And the answer is yes, I do, because I am a goth girl, and goth girls need their autumn decorations up as soon as possible. That's the fact. Also, we are going on vacation. We planned this trip, and then we got everything like refundable and flight insurance and everything, because I was like, where are we going to be able to go between Dad and the pandemic and my surgery? And we are going because #my grief manifests as event planning. That is like really, that is my life. I don't think I spelled. We're using this Meineke by my parents' house because my dad like befriended one of the guys that works there. We used to always go to this other guy for years, and he's like 70 something now. So we're going to this new place, but I don't know if I spelled Meineke right or not. Okay, so today stuff that I did, called and scheduled the appointment for tomorrow. Worked on my 365 project. I was trying to get like 6 months of it done. If you don't know, 365 project is a website that I've used for, I think 2013 was the first year I used it. And you're supposed to post one photo every day, and it like catalogs them in a calendar, and then you can see. And in 2017 I fell off the wagon. So I'm back trying to get caught up. So I've been working on 2017. So I did get through 1 month today, and I was like, that's what was on my power sheets, and I was trying to cram it in. I don't know, like I went to Lakin's goal setting session on Saturday because she was having like set your power sheets up for August, and I was like, there are still 4 more days in August, and I am the type of person who is like down to the wire, like I am getting shit done in these last 4 days. So I'm working on that. We'll see how far I get. I'm gonna work on it some more tomorrow and see what I can do with it. But anyway, worked on my bullet journal some. I'm very behind on that, on my memory keeping in my bullet journal, and I'm not even up to the day my dad died yet, so I'm like super behind, so I gotta work on that today and tomorrow. My goal is to get that done, caught up today and tomorrow, so I can start fresh on the 1st. Edit the vlog. I'm editing. It's more than a weekly vlog. It's basically from the time that we found out Dad was coming home on hospice through the day that he passed. So I'm working on editing that. It's about an hour of material, so I'm about halfway through that. I paused to film this. Laundry, once husband's done with work for the day, we gotta do that. And then I did work on some trip planning today because I was trying to figure out, like, we're going to Sequoia National Park, and I've never been there before, and I didn't know what, like, food is like. But we're staying at it's a mid-century modern themed guest house on a winery in Sequoia. So that's kind of exciting. That's like everything I love. National park, mid-century modern design, and a winery. But it's right next to this like little general store, grocery store. And I was like, we're gonna have hot dogs. We're gonna grill hot dogs. I can't wait. I love staying at Airbnbs because I love having a kitchen. That's the one thing that I prefer in Airbnb all the time over a hotel. So it'll be nice to be able to like make breakfast, and we can pack picnic lunches when we go hiking, and then we're gonna have hot dogs one night. So I was trying to figure out, like, is there one of the lodges in the national park we could get dinner and then Stargaze one of the 2 nights. We'll be there 2 nights. But I can't tell if any of the lodges have food or not, or if they're just doing takeaway. So that remains to be seen. So that's stuff that I already worked on. Then I think we're gonna get Aladdin's for dinner. We got Aladdin's for dinner on Saturday night with my mom, and it was so good. And I was like, I don't want to cook tonight. I'm gonna cook tomorrow. But I think that's what we're gonna do for dinner. So what should I pick for? Oh look, I got all these. Okay. Dinners and fitnesses. I think tonight we're gonna go for it looks a little spooky outside. We're gonna go for a walk as the plan, but I won't write it in there just in case. So I have the big ones and the little ones, okay. So I think we are gonna get Aladdin's, and then, oh, let me put in here, film my plan with me. Nope, use green again. So let's talk about running, right? So, as you may know, I DNF'd my 100K back in June. And I was like, initially devastated. But do you know how many DNFs there have been this summer? It's actually kind of ridiculous. And this is like people that we know who are like multiple time 100-miler ultramarathoners are DNFing like fucking crazy this summer. And I think a lot of it has to do with the weather being shit. I think a big part of it is that the weather is absolutely shit. So it makes me feel a little bit better. But I DNF'd, and so after I got over the initial hating myself that happened, I decided to sign up for another race. And what I wanted to sign up for, because this was in June and I still had a good solid base and car inspection, I was like, yeah, I'm gonna do this. I wanted to sign up for this thing called the Unico race in North Carolina on December 4th, and I was gonna do the 100K. Well, as you may know, my body had different plans for me. And the plans were to evict my gallbladder. So between my gallbladder attack on June 25th, that led to a hospitalization, that led to me having to have surgery. And then in the middle of that was our 10-day vacation, and the fact that while I was waiting for the surgery, I couldn't run more than like 6 or 7 miles without getting terrible heartburn from the gallbladder. Thanks, buddy. And I couldn't really eat my normal nutrition on long runs. Yeah, I cut my mileage way, way back. So in the aftermath, I'm now able to run again. I had a call with my coach yesterday and to go over things, and she said, do you still feel like you're up for that? And I said, I mean, mentally, yes, but physically, I'm very worried that that is too much too fast. So she said, let me crunch some numbers. Put some things on here. I'm trying to figure out the order to put this in. She said, let me crunch some numbers and see what we can do. Like, what would be feasible? Like, how fast would I have to increase my mileage? So, like, Saturday was my first long run since surgery, and it was only 8 miles. So, like, it would be a big increase. So she messaged me after we talked and was like, hey, girl, I don't know how to tell you this, but I feel like you're really setting yourself up to get hurt, which is the thing that I'm most scared about. So she said, I think it's going to be pushing it to do 100K in December. And I said, well, I'm glad you said that, because I was worried that it was, but then I was worried it might just be in a wuss, you know, what. So she was like, no, you're not being a wuss at all. And I said, well, when would be feasible that I could work my mileage up safely and work on some like speed and endurance stuff, and also build some muscle, because I really want to like strengthen my hips and glutes so that I don't get hurt. Because I didn't have a YouTube channel this time, so you all may not know. In 2018, I had an injury, and I injured myself during a race. It was a combination of shitty planning on my part and weather not getting along, and it was a relay race. Repetitive motion injury. I got tendonitis in my glute med, which is like, if this is your hip right here, it's like this little tiny triangle muscle right here in your hip. So like when you stand or move a certain way, you feel this like something pulling right there. Thank you, gallbladder, for your help. So I'm terrified of hurting this again. And I'm having an issue with my piriformis on the opposite side from where I had the hip injury. And so I'm like, every time it feels tight during or after a run, I'm like, this is it, this is the injury, it's coming back. So anyway, I told her like all of this. And so she's like, I'm gonna give you a set of stretches to do. And there's three blocks and you alternate like ABC, alternate the blocks every day. I'm like, okay, that sounds good. So she said, basically, ideally, it would be end of February, beginning of March would be ideal time for 100K. So I'm trying to find 100K on February 26th because that's my weekend off. I wouldn't have to take time off for work. The other option the next one would be like March 12th, but that's St. Patrick's Day in Pittsburgh. And God damn it, I want to go do our typical St. Patrick's Day nonsense this year, okay? It's not nonsense. We don't get like hammered. We start at 7 a.m. and we go until people start getting drunk. And then once the regular people of the earth start getting drunk, then we go home so we don't have to deal with them. But we haven't done it we did it in 2020. It was the day before the lockdown. And it was very subdued and like very small group, and we want to do it again. So I don't want to schedule 100K that weekend because I know I'll have FOMO. So February 26th it is. The one I'm looking at right now is in Nevada. It is the Flat Top Mesa endurance run. It's an 8-mile loop. It has beautiful scenery. You run a mile up to the top of the mesa and then you just run the 8-mile loop over and over. You have 36 hours to complete it. Catcher Corbett was there this year and she's like my trail running idol. So like that would be baller if she does it again next year. She did the 100-miler and I'm obviously just gonna do the 100K, but so that's what I'm thinking about right now. But I'm gonna look and see if there's any other options that we could drive to instead of fly to, just to be safe. But I think February 26th is gonna be the day. I'm sorry, I'm talking so much. Okay, I need to go to Kohl's. Because I have an Amazon return that has to be returned tomorrow. Exclamation point. Eyelashes, 3 p.m. So basically, I'm gonna meet my mom at 8 a.m. We're gonna drop the car off, come back to her house, and then I'll just stay there until I have my eyelash appointment at 3, and then I'll go home. Hopefully the car will be done by then. Hopefully, cross your fingers. Okay, what else is on here? Meal prep. Yeah, see if Mom can help me with some meal prep too. And then unless it pours down rain, I'm supposed to meet Christy, and we're gonna run 5 miles. But again, I'm like hesitant to put anything in here because it could rain and things could change. So I'll just leave those open for now. I'm in it was a little rocky for the last week, not being here and being at my parents' house and not having my normal stuff. But I'm doing still pretty well with checking in with my planner every day. So that's good. I like that because then I add in, even if it's like silly things, like, what did I add in here? Sat on the porch, went to Sam's Club, watched John Oliver with Mom. Like, Mom learned to make a margarita. She loves margaritas, but she didn't know how to make it. So husband taught her how to make it. I got a cute picture of them making margaritas together. It was very nice. So anyway, I'm getting better at checking in with my planner every day, so I'm gonna keep doing that. So I'll just fill these in as they go because I feel like the last year has taught me that like nothing is set in stone. Not that I didn't know that already, like, as a broad overview of my life, but plan for that, So I felt like simultaneously like super bummed that I'm not going to get my redemption race this year. But then I asked Coach and I was like, well, could I still do Unico and just do the 50K? And she's just like, yeah, do the 50K. So I was like, so that's still an option. I don't know though, because I think husband's out of vacation. We thought he had vacation left and I want him to be able to go. So the other option is that we could go out for Wood Splitter. I'm off for Wood Splitter, which is my first 50K that I ever did. And that is like 2-hour drive. So like he could work and we could drive out to Wood Splitter. So that's an option. But we shall see. Wood Splitter is fun. It's a timed endurance race. So there's no distance that you have to do. You just run sun up to sundown. It's on the solstice or the Saturday of the solstice. And they do a summer and a winter. The winter one in 2019 was my first 50K, and they had the most amazing medals. They were like these tree, not a tree stump, but like a tree branch cutout. And we got cool hats. And it's for a good cause. It's for, so the organization that it's a charity run for is called For Those Who Would. It's a nonprofit. And it says the mission of For Those Who Would is to provide support to individuals prevented from participating in athletic and physical recreational activities due to debilitating injuries or chronic diseases. So they actually, from the summer one, they raised money and got somebody a service dog. So that was pretty exciting. And then she sent a letter like, thank you, my service dog is my best friend. And I cried. Oh, everything makes me cry now. I never used to be a crier. My dad was a crier and I apparently got it from him. Thanks, Dad. Okay, hair appointment. That's exciting. We're gonna make that a big sticker. So I could run. We're supposed to be getting the effects of Hurricane Ida. If any of y'all are affected by Hurricane Ida, please check in and let me know that you're okay. I don't know if I have anybody following this who lives in that area, but it seems like it was a little bit very rough. So I hope everybody is okay. I was trying to follow the news a little bit, but it was hard to get, like, they really didn't have any data yet. They just had like some reporters who were there showing like the crazy wind. Yeah. So I hope everybody, if anybody was affected by that, I hope you are okay and safe. And if you were able to evacuate, you did. And if you had to stay, that you were able to stay safe. It's so scary. And it was on the 16th anniversary of Hurricane Katrina. What the fuck? What the fuck, nature? Nature is just like running wild. Out of control. Okay. So here's for my workout and my dinner on Wednesday. So I was gonna run I have a 5-mile run, a 4-mile run, and then I have my time trial, and then it's cut back week, so I have 6 miles. So I was going to run on Wednesday morning before work, but it looks like we're gonna be getting all that rain that day. So yeah, not gonna happen. Then Thursday I work, so I think I'm gonna run that morning before work is the plan. Because after work, that's when we're going to see the production. Oh, and I need to order our pizza. You can get like picnic pizza beforehand. It's outside. The event is outside. That's why it got canceled the day that we were not there anyway. 7:30 p.m. Whoa! That's a 7:30 p.m. Trust me. Okay, it's 90 minutes, so we'll get there a little bit earlier and we'll get a pizza. And it's supposed to be really awesome. I'm super excited. Okay, Friday, I can put my workout in here because I already have it scheduled. I'm back with trainer Mike. It's complicated. I texted him and I was like, do you have anything Friday? I'm allowed to lift on Friday. And he's like, actually, I do. So we're going to take it easy. But I'm so excited to strength train again. So, and then work. And then that night is the Strange Ways dance party. Yay. So we'll probably just grab snacks there. I think they're having food. Because I haven't felt safe with the increase in COVID cases. We're going to go at 6:30. It starts at 5, but I have to work, so that's the earliest we can get there. With the increase in COVID cases, I have not felt safe going out dancing again. So this will be nice because this is outside. Okay, so then I have my 5K time trial that morning. Basically, coach was like, I did one like in June, and she's like, I want you to do one post-surgery and see if your time has changed at all and see where you are. I'm like, okay, that makes sense. I think we're doing cheese of the month, so maybe I shouldn't put that in there, but whatever, that's fine. And then Sunday is going to be 6 miles. This cutback week. So the nice thing is she's like, there's different ways to do your training plan. And so because I work every other week, she's like, well, then that'll be your cutback week. We'll do, build and cut back rather than do like a lot of times you'll do like 2 weeks of build and then 1 week of cut back. She's going to try to structure it around my work weekend. So that way there's nothing worse than like you have all your laundry and your groceries and like getting your life in order and your chores and everything, and you only have 1 day off and you also have an 18-mile run. There's nothing quite as frustrating. I mean, there are things quite as frustrating, but that's one of those things. So I'm also, and I was gonna do some videos about this, and then just everything going on, it just didn't seem to work. I'm doing a 6-week challenge with Brianna from Diva and the Divine. If you don't follow her YouTube channel, she's really interesting channel. Also child-free. So that's how I found her, I believe. So it's a 6-week it's either weight loss. She's doing 2 different kinds of things. So she's got some nutrition certifications, and she's working on another one. And so she's got 2 things going. Either you can do a weight loss part of this challenge, or you can do a reverse diet. So I am doing the weight loss. I don't plan to actually lose anything, but I just wanted something to provide structure. I was really worried that when my dad died, I was going to stop eating, because sometimes when I'm grieving, I lose my appetite completely, and I will forget to eat, and I'll get to the end of the day and I'll be like, I've had 600 calories today. And like, that's not enough. Because the other thing that I do when I'm grieving is I'm like, I'm gonna go for a run. I'm gonna go for 12 miles. Just bye, I'll see you later. Like, and not eating and running more don't go together very well. So I joined the challenge less about losing weight, actually. If I do, that would be terrific, because I would love to get off of these blood pressure pills. But more so because I wanted to have the structure in my life, and it really did help me the last week, like to remember, like, you have to log in, you have to check in, so make sure that you eat, you know? So I'm gonna do my check-in here. I don't know what to call it. I guess fitness check-in. You log like your sleep, you log your steps, and then I wanna do for this, get back to now that I'm home again, and get back to my PM routine of my skincare. I did not do skincare for 2 weeks, y'all. I did not. I washed my face in the shower, so I got that going for me. But I did not do real skincare. And my skin is like, yeah, girl, I know you didn't. So, all right, so here's the week. It doesn't look as hectic on here as it feels. It really doesn't, but it feels very, very stressful right now to me. I think I overplanned a little bit. Better to overplan than underplan? I don't know. I don't know if that's true. Right now in my life, maybe that's true. But here's the week. I'll be checking in every day. Like I said, I check my planner pretty well every day and like write in what's happening, so you'll see what the finished product. Remember that what I show you here is never the finished product, what you see on next week's video. So there will be more added. But hopefully this is a little bit less of a dismal plan with me this week. But thank you for watching. Please subscribe if you're new here. I do publish at least 2 videos a week. I do a plan with me, and I do a vlog. This week my Power Sheets video will be coming out probably on the weekend, maybe Saturday or Sunday when I do my Power Sheets tomorrow. So there will be, a 3rd video for sure. There's gonna be, my vlog is gonna, this is gonna be a weird week. There's gonna be 4 videos. My vlog about my dad's last week will be coming out today on Monday. This video will come out tomorrow on Tuesday. My regular weekly vlog will come out on Thursday, and then my Power Sheets video will come out on the weekend. So that's the plan for right now. So thank you again for watching. As always, everybody, especially in the trying times that we are all living through, take care of yourselves and take care of each other. And I will see you in my next video.